Welcome to this week's episode of Operation Support Local. I'm your host, Derek Fage, and I wanted to start off by just saying how fortunate we are to have so many beautiful spots in Ottawa. Today we're at Dow's Lake, and I'm just here to enjoy some of the summer sunshine. We're also fortunate that we have so many beautiful little areas to visit just outside our city limits, and one of those areas is Carp. Our reporter Julie Buin went to the Carp Farmers Market to find out how they've had to reimagine bringing local farm food right to your table. They had to, of course, because of the pandemic, do things a little bit differently, but with great success. Have a look.
The Carp Farmers Market has been around since 1990 and has grown from almost 1,000 people on that first day to more than 4,000 on an average Saturday. Then the pandemic hit and it closed until June 20th, almost 30 years to the day that it launched. How's it adapted? Let's find out.
Well, before the pandemic, the farmers market was a place where people would gather with their friends, have breakfast, lunch, and do their shopping, their local shopping from local growers. It was vibrant. It was the hustle and bustle of Carp, I think, on Saturday mornings, and now with the pandemic, with restrictions imposed upon us from Ottawa Public Health and Farmers Markets Ontario, it's been a lot different. We've had to implement many COVID restrictions, and with allowing a certain amount of people through at all times, and just dealing with social distancing as much as possible.
The priority right off the bat was safety for the public and us. That was the biggest thing, and trying to work with public health and with Farmers Market Ontario and the Ag Society here. Just a lot of different people to try to deal with, to come up with a scenario that was going to work for everybody. And everybody's got their concerns. I mean, unfortunately, the fair had to be canceled this year, and it's a huge part of this community. And so we were really lucky to work with them, and they were very helpful in providing us with the site and listening and communicating with us on how we could make it work. And we started off pretty stringent. The first Saturday everything was under lock and key. We were so worried of having too many people. And since then, it's just been a steady increase where we've kind of leveled off now, and it's good. And I think they've been happy with us, and we're happy to still have something on this beautiful facility running. And then hopefully that will lead into hopefully them having some events here too later, seeing how we're running, that maybe that can help them to maybe get some income, because they're hurting too. One of the biggest changes has been in the number of vendors we have ourselves too, because a lot of things we're not selling, food ready to eat on the spot, and we're not able to do sampling or drinks and things like that. So that's really changed. So we're likely down somewhere in the neighborhood of 40%, of our vendors, but we're starting to come up a little bit in numbers as the season, as we get into a lot of fresh produce and things. As far as people coming in, we're likely down somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe a quarter to a third. We're quite happy with the turnout considering how things have gone. And it's just a different world, and people are very conscious of being safe and having room. And we're lucky with the Ag Society and the fair here in Carp that they've got a beautiful facility here with lots of room. So we've been able to change our setup, which has been a massive task. It's been huge. We spent the first 4 or 5 weeks just constantly changing it, and we've got it to a point now where it's working very, very well, and we're very happy, and our customers seem very happy and feel safe. So we're glad with the way it's worked out. We have a plan for going forward, and part of that plan is to bring in more of our vendors. Like we had a large food court here, a large arts and craft community that sold out of here. So we have some plans even moving into this fall to try to bring some of those people back in a different format, so that they can make sales, they can be part of the community, and people can purchase their products. And we're also looking, for another year. We're going to have the winter we've seen how things have gone here. We've seen the layout. We're going to be able to make little changes to that to try to make sure that these people, we're not using anything inside. There's no inside buildings right now, so everything is outside, which makes it pretty difficult on people in crafts and things like that to bring, if you got art and products like that. So there's got to be ways that maybe we're going to have to purchase different tents, maybe we're going to have to come up with different ways of doing that. So all of that stuff are things that we're going to work on later on. I think all of us are really hopeful that things are going to get better, and we're going to learn and move forward from there. And I just think the fact that we have a community here that's so interested in local and especially local food and arts and everything, the fact that they've come out in droves really to support us, considering the situation we're in right now, has been. It's been a massive job to get this together the way we have it put together now, and to finally see people coming out is so satisfying, and we're very optimistic that we can make this work. And even if we are, unfortunately, if we're stuck in this for another 2 or more years, we'll make it work, and we're going to have an outlet for producers, for artists, for people with food to come and get it still. So it's going to be good. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. So yeah.